Alright, so a while ago I did a sort of a general overview of this amp here, the Mesa Boogie Badlander 25, and I think it is now finally time to compare it to this amp below it, the Recto-verb 25. And I just kind of wanted to do a little shootout between these two amps and see how similar or how different they are from each other. So before we get into some sounds, I should talk a little bit about how these amps are constructed. The Badlander has 2 identical channels and 3 modes per channel. So you can set each one however you'd like. And the 3 modes are clean, crunch, and crush. The Recto-verb has 2 different channels, a lower gain channel and a higher gain channel. The green channel is the lower gain channel. That has 2 modes, clean and pushed. And then the red channel has a vintage mode and a modern mode. And those are both 2 different flavors of the more traditional recto sound that we're all familiar with. In this video, I'm just going to be focusing on the modern voicing on the Recto-verb, because I think that sounds closest to the heaviest gain sound on the Badlander. Okay, so let's start with the heaviest sounds first. The Recto-verb is on the red channel on the modern mode setting, and we're going to compare that to the Badlander's crush setting. Now let's move on to the more vintagey classic rock crunch sounds. The Recto-verb is on the green channel in the pushed setting, and the gain is at about 3 o'clock, and the Badlander is in its crunch mode, and the gain is set a lot lower, like around 11 o'clock, 11:30. Now let's get on to the bluesier sounds. The Recto-verb is still on the green channel in the pushed setting, but the gain is rolled back quite a lot to about 1 o'clock or so. And the Badlander is now in the clean mode, but the gain is pushed to about 3 o'clock. Now on to the super clean stuff. The Recto-verb is on the clean mode and the gain is set to about noon, and the Badlander is on its clean mode with the gain set at about noon as well. On the Badlander for this setting, I lowered the gain but then cranked the bass up a little bit more. Just in general, on a lot of amps, especially Mesa Boogie amps, the more gain you use, the less bass you want in the signal to kind of tighten up the sound. And then if you roll back the gain, you're going to want to put in more of those lower frequencies to kind of round out the sound a bit more. Alright, there you have it, the Badlander 25 versus the Recto-verb 25. If you're looking for more of that traditional rectifier sound, I would say go with the Recto-verb. It's got more of that lower mid grunt and that kind of super low subharmonic kind of woof to it. The Badlander is a lot leaner in the low end and it's got a little bit more of an upper mid bite to it. Just a slight more of a British characteristic. I think I prefer the clean sounds from the Recto-verb more than the Badlander, as well as the pushed clean bluesy sounds. And then for the more modern, heavier tones, as well as the leads and even the lower gain classic rock stuff, I would go with the Badlander. It just seems to have a little bit more of an emphasis on the upper mid-range, which I think helps it cut through it a little bit more. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks a lot for checking out this video, and I'll see you next time.